Couple of things. Michael Irvin. You know, when I thought about Mondays on First Take, what I never revealed to the public was why I wanted somebody like this man on Mondays. Because I view Mondays, even though it's the morning, as the post-game show. And when we talk about the Cowboys, there wasn't someone out there other than the nauseating fan base. I'm talking about there was no one in this building that really pom-pommed on behalf of the Cowboys. So when they lost, the fall that was accentuated and illuminated by me, I did not feel had a profound enough effect. I needed someone that would elevate Cowboy fans' hope everywhere so the fall would be more dramatic. And that's exactly what you've done. And I thank you, my brother, because this is a good morning. Let me tell you something right now. As I've said on many occasions, I've said a variety of things. One, what can go wrong will go wrong. And I also said, just be patient. Don't lose it, no matter how good they look. When the lights shine brightest, they will crumble. And what happened yesterday? Allow me to count the ways. A, we got a field goal kicker that was actually lucky. The field goal got blocked because he was about to kick that back to San Francisco from Santa Clara to the left. That's how wide left that bad boy was. So you had a field goal kicker. You had a field goal kicker. Excuse me. Don't interrupt me. I didn't interrupt anybody. Molly, I did not interrupt anybody. I did not say a word, okay? He's about to kick that bad boy back to San Francisco, okay? Right there in the Pacific Ocean where the killer whales and the great whites hang, okay? That's where he was kicking that field goal, right? Before it got blocked. That's number one. Number two, Tony Pollard goes down. Are there any adjustments whatsoever? Where's your running game? I thought Ezekiel Elliott was in the line. Wasn't he healthy enough to play yesterday? Did he play yesterday? I thought that Ezekiel Elliott still mattered. Evidently not to Kellerman Moore and Mike McCarthy because he didn't do but so much yesterday, right? Then we find ourselves in a situation where this dude, Schultz, late in the game, catches a pass and forgets the rule. You understand what I'm saying? To move forward. So obviously the clock keeps running. He forgot about that. This is the second consecutive year they had clock issues. Let me not forget Mike McCarthy and how you were supposed to punt the ball immediately or call a timeout. You had three of them, not one, not two, but three timeouts in your pocket. Didn't use one of them and let about 35 seconds chew off the clock before you punted. Not before you got off another play, but you punted, okay? And then last but not least, Dak Prescott. Not only did he lose, he stunk up the joint while doing it. Not only did he stink up the joint while doing it, it was against a dude whose name is Mr. Irrelevant, the very last pick in an NFL draft who happens to be a third-string rookie. That is who Dak Prescott lost to. And then Dan Orlovsky comes out here and why? See, this is the problem with Dak Prescott. Exactly what you said, his character. Great dude. You know what the deal is with the really great dudes? I'm talking about the dudes that you just know their character is impeccable. You can't touch it. I mean, nobody would ever impugn their character in any way. You would never say anything negative about them. You know what the problem is with that? They live on it. And they think that somehow, some way it's going to disguise their deficiencies or their ineptitudes. But not today. The fact of the matter is, Dak Prescott is primarily responsible for losing that game yesterday. Dak Prescott got outplayed by a third-string rookie. I don't care that he's 7-0 as a starter. I don't care that, he's filled in admirably and he's played so well. And LeBron James tweeting that Brock Purdy's got game. LeBron was a line. He's right. Brock Purdy does have game. It is absolutely true. But he ain't supposed to have more game than Dak Prescott. a dude that's been paid over $95 million over the last 2 years. $95 million for one playoff victory. And your buddy, that same buddy that you were in the suite with Monday night, that same buddy that you were slapping high fives with and hugging, that same buddy whose wife and children you were hugging and kissing and saying, oh, you were so happy. You understand that you were in that box celebrating with, is a very, very sad man today, to use his words, sick. So what I'd like you to do when you leave this set today is I want you to take a flight straight back to Dallas. And I don't even want you to go home. I want you to beeline straight to the home, whether it's the yacht or the mansion of Jerry Jones. And I want you to go there and console that man, because he did not deserve that loss yesterday. That defense played like a championship defense. I could have called out Trayvon Diggs because he put a video out Monday night about me when they beat Tampa. But I said, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait because I knew you. I was laughing because you were celebrating. You forgot. I wasn't going to see you until today. You had a game, and you're talking about the running game and how San Francisco ran effectively. Well, Michael Irvin, the San Francisco 49ers had a full week off. The Dallas Cowboys played Monday night. Of course they were going to wear them down. It was up to the offense to spell for the defense to be more effective, so you didn't have them out there breathing gas. Marcus Lawrence played his butt off. I'm not going to call out Trayvon Diggs and Micah Parsons and those brothers. They played like a championship defense. El Capitan, their captain, their leader, their quarterback, let them down. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.